sports.
Welcome to The Playbook, where we're talking sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and we're 100% digital, 100% live, and 100% real. Let's count them down. Hello, good people. It is I, Mina SayWhat, coming to you live here on The Playbook. It's our digital sports show. We do this every week around this time. I want to bring in my guy, Terrell Thomas, senior sports and entertainment editor for These Urban Times. Hey, T.
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. How you doing today?
I'm good. Just a little sad. You know, this is our last Playbook before I go on maternity leave. So I was trying to get Sean on here, but you know, he busy. He real big busy. But yeah, it's our last show for a while. I gotta pop this baby out and then you know we can get back to the business.
Yeah, blessings are coming, then we get back to the business. That's all.
Absolutely. There's a lot to talk about for this last show. I first want to start with our Eagles because our preseason is right around the corner. 30,000 people showed up to the Lincoln Financial Field yesterday to watch our first Eagles open practice. And while they were there, they also wished our QB1, Mr. Jalen Hurts, a happy 24th birthday. Watch this. 2, 3, happy That was nice. There were a lot of people there.
Yes, indeed. It was definitely a lot of people there. That's exciting to see. That's very exciting to see. I think we're all looking forward to see how these guys look. So fans getting out there early in the season before the things even get started. I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, so a lot of people are excited because we got a whole lot of new additions to the squad. One thing that a lot of people were talking about was this Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown chemistry that's going on. Watch this. Now, I was not there. That looks very good, but I was not there. But what I'm reading from people that were there, the assessment is, yeah, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown have a great chemistry, but that's about it. That they're still not seeing Jalen throwing to people who, you know, are open. I am hearing that his accuracy has not seemed to have improved. You know, AJ Brown is good where he can go and get the ball. It doesn't matter where you throw the ball. He's going to go and get it. But that was some of the criticism that I saw based off this weekend's practice. I also saw a lot of people saying, well, why would you throw the ball to AJ Brown when there's two players covering him? Normally that would be a pick. You want to find the open guy. But, you know, we are critical. This is a practice. It's not a game. But people had a lot to say. I guess there's a lot of pressure for Jalen Hurts to really elevate his game in this upcoming season.
Yes, indeed. It's a lot of pressure on the young man, but like you mentioned, it's so early in the season, and I'm not mad at him kind of force feeding AJ at this moment. They want to get that chemistry down pat immediately because I think they have their eyes set on winning the NFC East championship. So things begin now. I'm not mad at that. As you mentioned, it's too early to really get an assessment. I hope that accuracy has improved. But overall, that was a heck of a play, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, and it's good to have a guy that'll go and get the ball, you know? I mean, some guys, you have to put it right in their hands. I feel like Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, they're receivers that will go and snatch the ball wherever you throw it. And that's kind of what we need because there are some accuracy questions when it comes to Jalen Hurts. I also saw a lot of people still talking about his run game, how he's still running a little bit too much. People want him to stay in the pocket a little bit more and do a little bit more throwing. And we know that in the past, that has been something that he struggled with, finding the open man. So he really goes to his run game as a crutch. And I saw that conversation kind of continue after this weekend's practice. I haven't seen anything, so I think we got to chill and wait. Just chill and wait. Tyrese Maxey, I love him. He is clearly trying to make his stamp in the city and then just be more of like a leader when it comes to the Sixers. And you always see this in the offseason, right? Who's doing community service, who's not, who's doing charity work. All of these things kind of contribute to the kind of player that you're going to be. Some players we haven't even seen them. Are you working out during the off season? Are you in the gym? Are you in the community? Are you talking to people? So it seems like Tyrese really wants to position himself as a leader this upcoming season. He had a camp this weekend for kids. Watch this.
Yeah, just because I feel like I relate to everybody in the city, because I always talk about the fans that come to the games. They work and they spend their hard-earned money, and I feel like I worked extremely hard to be able to get to where I am. Nothing was given to me, everything was earned. So I can really understand where they're coming from in those aspects. I can't do anything but thank God for this opportunity that I have. The parents are happy, the kids are happy. I'm just blessed to be here.
So his camp is the 1% skills camp, which I love. Like, get 1% better. I think that's a model we can all apply to our lives.
Yeah, I love it as well. And as he mentioned right there in that clip, like he is embracing the city of Philadelphia. We're known to be blue collar people who believe in going out winning by earning everything that you get. And that 1%, Nick Sirianni, that's embracing Philadelphia. He spoke on that with our Eagles, and we've seen their season turn around there. So I like that young man as well. As you mentioned, it is great to see him stepping up as a leader with the Sixers. And I think the sky is the limit for that gentleman.
Yeah, and he's going to go off hosting these camps, one in Dallas and then Lexington, Kentucky, which is where he went to school, Kentucky. So clearly he's hitting the areas that mean something to him, okay? Speaking of being in the gym during the offseason, James Harden, you were fat shaming him. You said he was old and washed and fat and overweight. And look at this man now. Look at the work that he's done in the offseason. Look at that. He lost some weight. He looks good.
Yes, indeed. It was great to see him out on the court. You see him rocking out in that Kobe Mamba attire. So that already lets you know the mentality he's in. But he does. He looks slim. Hopefully he can get back to that MVP form and really help the Sixers, transition to that number 1 seed and maybe Eastern Conference Championship.
I like it. Now, one surprising thing is, so it's not all work hard. It's also play hard with Mr. Harden. We know that about him in the offseason. Okay. He is the walking billboard for work hard, play hard. He was hanging out and playing real hard with Kevin Durant, which I was really surprised by because I thought they didn't like each other, especially when Kevin Durant did not pick James Harden to be on his all-star team. I was like, oh, he's salty. Watch them hanging out together.
Biggest in the world! The biggest in the world! Ah! The biggest in the world is back! Biggest in the world is back! Yeah!
So there's a lot of shenanigans happening there. That's actually after Travis Scott's first concert. He was banned and canceled and everything after Astroworld. But the thing that I was more concerned about is the fact that KD and James and James were there together, and Kevin Durant's on the market. So we've been talking about people want him in Philly. I didn't think it was going to happen because I thought they were not friends. They're hanging out with each other. It doesn't seem like they have a problem with each other.
Yeah, those gentlemen don't have a problem with each other. Not at all. Not at all. Just their championship aspirations came to an end in Brooklyn, and it was time for their work relationship to end. That's all that was. And you never know. Maybe another work relationship can rekindle alongside Harden and Embiid and Durant in Philadelphia in years down the line. That would be a heck of a combo to see. But yeah, them gentlemen never had any problems with each other. It's good to see them hanging out and having a good time in the offseason.
I really thought they did, and I had a couple of people actually send me this clip. Like, look, because I've been saying, I'm like, they don't even like each other. Why would Kevin Durant come and play here? They did it. He didn't even pick him for the all. Kevin Durant was salty at one point.
Boys get upset with each other.
Right.
Boys get upset, especially when it's your man. That's your homie. You get upset with each other from time to time, but nothing too major.
All right, so the Sixers preseason is a ways away. They did release the full schedule. We're playing the Nets. We knew this already. We're playing the Nets on October 3rd, the Cavs on the 5th and 10th, and the Hornets October 12th. By the way, we still don't know if Ben Simmons is going to play in this first game. The anticipation is that, yes, he should be playing in this preseason game. But sidebar, he's no longer engaged. So I don't know how that's going to affect his work life. But do you think he's going to play on October 3rd?
I think so. I do think he's going to play. I think he's going to look to get out there and get a jump on the season. We haven't seen him out there in, of course, over a year. And I think the Nets are going to really want to see him out there. So, yeah, I think he'll be out there for sure.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of trading and, off-season moves made by basketball teams, we talked about how the Sixers are currently being investigated by the NBA for tampering. There's very strict rules about when you can speak to players, when you can't, when you can sign deals. You can't really have like backdoor conversations, unsanctioned or, secret conversations about things. So there's definitely some eyes on the Sixers regarding this deal James Harden took, where he took a pay cut and then renegotiated. This is what Doc Rivers had to say about those particular allegations. He said, I guarantee you, Daryl Morey, who's the Sixers president of operations, had no idea what James was going to do. I remember talking to him on the eve of when James could opt in or out, and he was like, we've got 5 hours left. I mean, that was Daryl Morey. So that tells you he had no idea. I really believe that James was not going to opt in and that he was going to try to do a longer term deal, but I don't know. I can't tell you that's for sure. I didn't know. So they're saying there was no tampering. There's not this huge, elaborate plot scheme where James Harden agreed to take the pay cut for another deal later on the road. And they're saying that's just not the case.
Yeah, I got to believe that. I think it's kind of, the NBA doing their job by looking in. Some owners and GMs were kind of wondering what the heck was going on. But relationships are key in any business. And Daryl Morey and James Harden, they, of course, had a prior relationship in Houston. But I agree. I thought James Harden was going to try to, opt out and go for the longer term deal as well. So I don't think it was anything fishy going on. I think they should just, do their due diligence, and just keep it moving.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit of baseball because there's some things going on. First of all, congratulations to Bake McBride and Ron Reed, two Philly greats. They were inducted into the Phillies Wall of Fame. Let's watch one of their highlights. You could tell they played a long time ago from the quality of the video. So this weekend was like alumni weekend. So they brought back a whole bunch of alumni, especially from that 1980s Phillies World Series team. And not only to, do the induction, but also to commemorate some of the people that were on that team. Now, if you're a longtime Phillies fan, Pete Rose is a name that rings bells. He actually was asked by a female reporter if his presence sends a negative message to women, given that there's some allegations that surfaced in 2017 that he had a sexual relationship with an underage female in the 1970s. And Pete said, no, I'm not here to talk about that. Sorry about that. It was 55 years ago, babe. To the reporter. Babe. And that is literally national news all over the place, which is overshadowing the induction of Bake McBride and Ron Reed into the Wall of Fame. What are your overall thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, and I think that's very bizarre. And as I was telling you, in our pre-show that I was thanking you, I had no idea of that. And Pete Rose is a gentleman that I respected the hustle, Charlie Hustle and everything like that growing up as a Phillies fan. And hearing those allegations were like, what the heck, so. I do think that could put a black cloud over the weekend. That is we love that Phillies team of the 1980s, of course, and we compare the 08 team to that team, and those who hope the Phillies win a World Series this season, even comparing this this roster to that 1980s team. So I do think that'll leave a poor taste in a lot of baseball fans' mouths, especially our female baseball fans. And I'm kind of disappointed in hearing that response too. Like replying with "babe" and everything like that. I would hope, like that he would, represent himself in the organization better. So disappointing in that aspect. And, it does take away from what was a wonderful weekend for a Phillies team that's looking great right now.
Yeah, I thought the babe was condescending. And it's like, given the question about you're talking about having sexual relations with underage girls and you go and call this female reporter a babe.
That's wild. That's wild.
Like, sir.
That's wild.
And he might as well be like toots, or like, it just seems so like condescending to the particular question that was even asked. Like, sir.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's on the New York Times this morning. Washington Post, it is everywhere. And you're right. It's unfortunate that it overshadowed these inductions by these other players. Now, speaking of the Phils, recently they made some lineup changes. We actually added a pitcher as well, Mr. Snydergaard, and our Phils are starting to do okay. They beat the Nationals 13-1. And then this is our schedule coming up this week. Braves and then the Nationals again. I just feel like I'm on an emotional roller coaster with the Phils right now. Like, how are you feeling?
No, I'm loving what the Phillies are doing right now. As you mentioned, like they handled business in Atlanta. Then they did their thing against the Nats. So the Phillies are looking phenomenal right now. They've won 10 out of their last 12 games. Bryce Harper should be returning really soon. And as you mentioned, a few big pickups right before the trade deadline, bringing Thor over from the Angels and also David Robinson. So I, as a Phillies fan, and I'm hoping that we can get to the World Series, but I'm really loving that everything. Kyle Schwarber and even our guy Nick Castellanos has got that bat rolling right now. He's looked good towards the end of July and August. So hopefully these Phillies keep it rolling. I like what they're doing.
They were giving Nick work. They were like, Nick, you ain't doing it. They moved it in the lineup, and look, apparently it worked. Sometimes you gotta move people around. Now, let's get into some other plays this week. Our Eagles start the preseason against the Jets on Friday, 7:30. What are we anticipating at this point from our Eagles?
Still early, as you mentioned earlier, when we were speaking on the Birds. We probably won't see our starters get too many minutes, but I am interested as well. I think the spotlight all season long will be on Jalen Hurts. I do believe in the eyes of many, our team our Birds are Super Bowl contenders, and they'll just kind of be wondering, what can Hurts do? I hope that the season last year, including the postseason against the Bucs, I really hope that lined him up for something special this season. So I'll be looking to see what our offense looks like, and I'll also be looking to see what our DBs look like. I'm looking to see if Slay can, really make a big transition this year, and our defense can do a lot more. And of course, those rookies too. I want to see what Jordan Davis looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of on the same. I'm on the same page. I just got to see it first. There's a lot of sports talk people that are putting a lot of pressure on the team just because of the names that have been added in the off season. Again, none of this matters if we can't score. So none of it matters if Jalen Hurts cannot find the open receiver, or if he's not throwing accurately, or none of it matters. So I'm looking forward into that. Defense will win you games, but we need the offense to get going. So we'll see what happens there. Well, it's so hard to say goodbye, but I gotta say goodbye. Look, we on time. Look.
God is good.
Last playbook before my maternity, and we are on time. I want to say thank you to Amir. Amir, you want to pop in? Are you allowed to do that? And he's like, what? Wait, what? He's probably in his underwear. Are you in your underwear, Amir? He's like, I don't have a haircut. I don't want to come
I
on.
don't. I'm here, but you won't see me today.
What, you don't have a haircut?
No. Barber's on vacation. Been on vacation for a couple weeks now. All right. It's looking rough over here.
I knew it. This guy, I don't have a haircut. Amir, before I go on maternity leave, I just want to say thank you for everything. Amir's our producer. He puts together all the clips. I'm trying to get my video right. My video is not cooperating. Take this banner off, Amir.
Yeah,
see, this is what Amir does. Thank you, babe. I just want to say thank you, Amir, for everything. You know, this show's been going for a year. I mean, not a lot of digital sports shows can say that. And we started last February. Last February. Over a year. So just thank you for everything that you've done, Amir, and just kind of putting together the clips. I normally send Amir everything, and then he chops it up and puts it together and makes it look nice when we do the show. So thank you, Amir. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. I want to thank you all as well. You guys have been holding it down, doing such a great job. There's no sports show out here like this. We are the best, and I can't wait for next season.
Ooh, next season. Sean's not here. He's busy, but of course, thank you to Sean. And just, you know, committing his time every other Monday. Terrell, thank you so much for committing your time. You know, when I called Sean and Terrell to do, first of all, when we talked about this show, you guys were like the people who immediately came to my mind. And I called you guys and you guys were like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So I just want to thank you, Terrell, as well for, you know, your time every Monday and just the effort that you put into this show.
Oh, no. Thank y'all. I thank you. I thank Amir. I love this. I'm so looking forward to the next season. And when you come back, it's going to be a better you. You'll be a mother. We'll get to experience that and see that journey with you. And, you know, we'll be in the heat of things. Our birds will be looking for a playoff berth, you know, so things will be wonderful. I'm looking forward to the future, and I appreciate everything you're doing for us.
Oh, thank you. And look, my baby, she already has Sixers onesies. So we already have the Sixers onesie. We got to get the Eagle stuff.
That's
Baby,
what I'm going to get you. That's my gift. I'm going to send you. That's what I'll get. I'm going to get some baby Eagle stuff. I'll get the
please do it soon because she's coming soon.
I will.
You know they grow fast, okay? And I just want to thank all the viewers, anybody who ever clicked, or listened or anything. Just thank you so much. There's not a lot of women that are hosting sports shows. So I just want to thank you for even coming on here. And even if you watch the Playbook or, I have a sports segment on air as well, just any support. It's not a lot of women doing it. So sometimes it's hard getting people on board to really create that fan base and that following. So if you watched at any point, I just want to say thank you. Oh, tears. Okay, guys. Well, when I talk to you, I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to be a crazy basketball mom. I'm going to be on the stands like, that was a foul. So thank you for watching the Playbook. And I will, God willing, talk to you in a couple of months. It's Mina SayWhat. Thanks for watching The Playbook. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and you got something you want to talk about next week? You can always hit me up on social media at Mina SayWhat, and make sure you join us 1:45 next Monday on R&B Philly's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll see you then.